everybody. I am Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cube. It works on every complexity Rubik's Cube. 2 patterns and only 2 patterns to memorize. No long algorithms, no short algorithms. We've got Formula A is 4 moves, Formula B is 8 moves, and with those 2 patterns, that's all you need to solve every complexity Rubik's Cube. Works the same no matter what cube you have. We do the corners first because regardless of which cube you have, they all have the 8 corners, and those 8 corners can all be solved the exact same way. And then from there we move to the absolute center on the opposite and the edges. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't want to sneeze in your face. Okay. So, alright, I'm going to scramble this one. Before I scramble it, let me show you what the formulas do. Formula A brings a piece to the top and moves 3 corners, or rotates, twists the corners around as necessary. Bottom row and right column brings this piece, switches these 2 pieces around, and again switches them back but twists the corner. So 6 of them get you back to however you started. If you want to keep a cube twisted, move it out of the way while you're in the middle of your 6 set of Formula A's, because a 6 set of Formula A's gets you back to where you started, so the rest of the cube is untouched. Okay, so we switched these 2 corners with Formula A, we twisted these corners with Formula A. Formula B moves 3 pieces around, and it's the top row and 2 columns. Hello! Just drop your name in the chat if you want to chat with me. I welcome that. So Formula B is top row and 2 columns. If you use the outside columns, it moves the corners like so. Up, up, down, down. Moves 3 corners around. If you wanted to move, if you change the corners, the columns you're using, you can bring a piece down to the outside and inside column will affect an edge piece. Up, up, down, down, and that moved these 3 pieces around. So outside columns moved these 3, outside inside moves these 3, and if I use 2 inner columns, then it moves the inside pieces. So for this piece, I would go up, move to a different column, second up, reverse down, set the top, and so you can move. You're moving 3 pieces, either these 3 corner pieces, or these 3 edge pieces, or these 3 center pieces. Now it looks like I moved 2 center pieces, but you're always moving 3. 2 of them are green, so it looked like it was 2. Get my blue tack to mark the pieces that I'm moving. For example, if I wanted to move this, if I lined up this centerpiece with this centerpiece, these 2 pieces are not going to move. There's going to be 3 pieces, meaning that this red will go here, this green will go either here or here, depending on which way I turn it. So up, slide up, reverse down, set the top, and that piece went over here. Alright, so let's scramble and see where we go. I used to teach, this is not a speed solve method, this is not a fewest moves method, this is a cubing for non-cubers method. You don't have to learn the standardized notation, you don't have to memorize the name of each column and the position of each piece. You just pick up the cube and see what it looks like and do the thing, and the thing happens. So, regardless of each cube, this is Friday. I've scrambled all my cubes. I usually go through a stage per day because it's easier for my neurospicy brain to watch a video with one step in it rather than from start to finish. So if I'm looking for a particular tutorial for a particular step, I find the pattern, the cube, the video for that step, and then I just over and over again. So we're going to start, regardless of what cubes you have, we're going to start with the 4 corners because every cube has 8 corners. So I also have here a parody on this cube that I preset for you guys. So if we needed a parody, I could show you how to do it. Parodies are a lie. You don't have to play with parody algorithms. Every parody is caused, whatever it looks like, it can look like a lot of different things, but whatever parody is caused by the center slice that touches the parody being a quarter turn off. And so if you fix that quarter turn and solve the edge pieces in that orientation, the parody, poof, disappears. And you can reset the centers, or if you go in from the outside in, the centers are last anyway. That can't really tell that that you don't have to reset anything. So this can be color neutral, but when I teach it with yellow as the first color. Speaking of which, that's too many yellows on that side. Let's scramble. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do, the first step is corners. That's what I'm going to do today. And then finished, I'll be back tomorrow morning. So, doesn't matter which cube you pick. I'm looking only at the corners and I'm looking only at yellows. So, I find your cube has 8 corners, pick a corner. Your corner has 3 colors, pick a color. It's yellow. And so I hold this cube, this corner that has a yellow on it. Because I've selected it, this corner is correct, and I'm going to make all the rest of the cube match it. Back in the 80s, we worked around the absolute center, which was fine when that's all there was, but when we went to 4x4, that stopped being efficient. But we never stopped doing it, because we're humans, and we like patterns. So, this corner, I'm looking only at corners, so I look at the corner, this corner's under my left thumb. Now I'm looking at the front of the cube, as if it's a spreadsheet with rows and columns, and then I'm looking at my formulas over here, and the arrow represents the single slice that's going to move, and the line represents the rest of the cube holding still. So, for example, you saw what happened when I applied Formula A to the corners. It switched these two and moved it around. But if I apply Formula B to other pieces, for example, if I use this row and this column, this piece is going to move up to here, so I move it out, away from the action. I move the space down. I move the cube back into the space, and the cube and the space back up again, and that gives me, it moves a piece to the top. Formula A always does affect all 6 sides, so you really you want to be using it for the absolute center and for the corners. But when you get to the last stage of doing the centers, you can use Formula A for one side and one side only. So to get this back to the top, the 3 pieces that you want to move are top, front, right. And this one, I can do it twice from this side, or I can flip it over here and do it once from this side. So this piece wants to go up here. Actually, let's do it this way. This piece wants to go up here, and so I move it away, down, in, up, and that's resolved. So that's Formula A. So here's a yellow. I'm going to look at this corner. I'm going to see whether there's a yellow anywhere on this corner. And if there is, Formula A will bring it to the top. If there's not, I'm going to look at the corner underneath it and see if there's a yellow anywhere on that corner. And Formula A, if there is, Formula A will bring it to the top. If not, then I'm going to pause, hold the cube stable, and rotate the bottom row by quarter turns until there is a yellow in one of these 2 spaces. It'll be the bottom one. So, there's a yellow. Formula A brings it to the top. Move this piece away from the action, move the space down, move the piece into the action, piece and space back up again. Is yellow on top? No, so we keep going. There it is. All right, pause. I'm going to slide this corner over to this one where it's preserved under my left thumb again. And then I'm going to continue with without moving rotating the cube, I'm going to continue with my formula A, and I'm going to do this until a yellow's on top on all of the 4 sides of the corners. I'm ignoring the edges, they don't matter. I'm ignoring the center, it doesn't matter. Okay, there it is. Pause, slide to preserve, proceed. There's no yellow here, there's no yellow here. Now there is. Out, down, in, up. When the yellow's on top on all 4 corners, that's the first step. Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate. When I'm teaching in real time, in real life, I'll say, that's great, now do it on this cube, now do it on this cube, now do it on this cube, now scramble it and do it again. I work on Formula A and just Formula A until everyone is comfortable with Formula A. So this one has the yellow on top, so I'm going to pause on that one. I'm going to work on this cube. Okay, here's a yellow under my left thumb. This one's correct, the rest of the cube will match it. So I'm looking only at corners, and this one matches, but I don't care. I'm looking at this corner does not have a yellow, but this one does. So holding the cube stable, Formula A, bottom row, right column, will bring the yellow to the top. So I go out, away from the action, down, into the action, and the piece back up again. When the yellow's on top, I pause, slide it over to preserve it, continue with this corner. There is a yellow. So Formula A until it comes to the top face. Do, 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 do. Okay. Pause. Slide to preserve it. Proceed with the next one. That's not a yellow. That's not a yellow. Hold the cube stable. That's not a yellow. That is. So out, down, in, up. Yellow's on top on all 4 corners. Pause. Do it on all of the cubes. Demonstrate that all of the cubes are to be done the exact same way. So here's a yellow. There's a yellow here and here. How about that? Formula A, out, down, in, up, until the yellow's on the top face. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Pause. Slide to preserve. Proceed with the next corner. Out, down, in, up. Oh, look, that one's up. Pause, proceed, preserve, proceed. That's not a yellow, but that's a yellow. Formula A will bring your active color to the top. Okay, so it's done there, and that's the first step. Here we go, here's another one. Yellow here or here. Formula A brings it to the top. Pause. Preserve, proceed. Yellow here. Formula A brings it to the top. Pause, preserve, proceed. No yellow here, or there, or there, or there, but I kept the cube stable. Okay? And then Formula A until the yellow's on top. Okay. Now, when that's happened, like I said, we're working only on corners and only with yellow, but each corner has 3 colors, not just one. So at this point in time, you're comfortable with Formula A. So now we're going to look at what has happened to the yellows. One of 3 things has happened. We're going to look and see how the corners compare to each other on the sides of the cube. And either all 4 sides will match, none of the sides will match, or one side will match. Most of the time it's one mathematically, but you can get either one. And either thing. So for this one, blue equals blue, but red does not equal green, orange does not equal red, and green does not equal orange. So this has one side that matches. Orange does not equal blue, but red equals red. The other sides don't match, so this has one side. This one, green equals green, but the other sides don't match, so this has one side. And this one, orange is not yellow, green is not orange, blue equals blue. So all of these have one side that matches. The next thing to do is I'm going to do Formula B, which is going to move 3 corners around, and then I'm going to use Formula A to bring the yellow back to the top. And when I do, each one of these cubes, the 4 corners will proceed to the next step. So if none of them match to begin with, like if I did this, if none of the cubes match to begin with, then it doesn't matter which way I hold it. When I'm going to do formula, I'm going to do this pattern, and then I'm going to end up with one side. If I already have one side, then I hold it, that's matching facing away, and I do the formula, and it proceeds to the next step, which will be all sides matching. So So this corner is going to stay the same. These are going to move. So I'm going to preserve this corner. Okay. Notice for every left there's a right, for every up there's a down, and every other move is horizontal, and every other horizontal is the reverse of the one before it. So there's a lot of, it's a mathematical zero, it's a commutator. It's only going to move the pieces I want to move. It's not going to move the rest of the cube. So I slide it away from the left, and left goes up. I slide it away from the right, and right goes up. I slide it away from the left, and left goes down. Away from the right, and right goes down. Okay, this one stayed the same. These three moved. We already know how to bring the yellow back to the top. It's formula A. Slide. Do, 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 do. And it will be a multiple of 6. You don't have to count. The cube does, but it will be a multiple of 6. And when the yellow's on top, the sides match to each other, as promised. Okay? Do that so that one's done. We'll do it for this one. Matching faces away. Slide up, slide up, slide down, and formula A to bring it back to the top. Pause, slide to preserve, proceed with the next corner. Pause, preserve, proceed. Okay, and yellow's on top, sides match. Just like on here, the green equals green, orange equals orange, blue equals blue, red equals red. Okay, this one, the same thing over and over again. So I do the same pattern over and over again, so you don't have to rewind and replay if you're working, once you find the step you're trying to learn. So corners match the front, I move it to the back, and formula B. Slide up, slide up, slide down, and these three corners moved, nothing else did, and so I use formula A to bring the yellow back to the top. Pause, slide to preserve, proceed. Pause, preserve, proceed. Okay, and now red equals red, green equals green, all of the sides match, they're happy with each other. Okay, do it one more time. Blue matches, face it away, and we're ignoring the centers. We're only working with 2 columns at a time, top row. Okay, so slide up, reverse slide up, slide down, and then formula A brings the yellow back to the top. Okay, pause, preserve, proceed. Slide, slide. Okay, yellow's on top on all 4 corners, and as promised, the corners match. Okay, so each cube has 8 corners. We've solved 4 of them. Now we're going to flip them over and work on the second 4 corners as a unit. Okay, and so we're putting the yellow face down. We're going to abandon our yellow. We're going to ignore our yellow because as we work with the white, we're going to see the yellow all dancing all around and getting sneaky and throwing a party when the parents aren't home. But the thing is that because bringing the whites to the top is going to be multiple of 6, so the bottom is going to be unaffected once I'm done. So we ignore the fact that we see them dancing around. Otherwise, we think, oh no, our yellow got messed up. We got to start over again. So to bring the white to the top on all 4 corners, if it's not a multiple of 6, that means you twisted a corner or you peeled off stickers. Don't peel off stickers. Don't peel. Even if it's I have a Lego Rubik's Cube. It's not Lego brand, but it's Lego type. And that's so that you can peel off the stickers and move them around. Not really. They fit really solidly, but it's funny anyway. So this one, and we're going to preserve this one. I'm going to bring this one to the top. So out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Pause. Hold to keep stable. Slide to preserve it. Proceed with the next one. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Pause. Slide to preserve it. The next one. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. When the white's on top, we check the yellow, and it's still happy, so we're happy. So white's on top, yellow goes face down. We're going to white on top, preserve this one. Hold it, keep stable until white is on top on all 4 corners. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, out, down, and up, out, down, and up. As I said, this is not a speed solve method. This is not a fewest moves method. This is a, just tell me the secret. I don't really care how fast I am. I just want to know how to solve it. This is the secret. You do, these two patterns are all you need. Formula A, Formula B, all you need. It works not only on every n by n by n cube, it also works on the dodecahedron here. This is of the Minx family. The 3 by 3 is the Mega Minx. This is a Giga Minx. I've got a Terra Minx as well. And again, I only use Formula A, Formula B. A brings a piece to the top, twists corners around. B moves through pieces or exchanges through pieces, and that's all you need to do. So we've got white on top here, white on top here. Let's do on this one. Yellow face down. I don't have any whites to preserve, so it doesn't matter where I start, but I'm going to do Formula A until the white's on top. I'm going to pause, slide the top row only to preserve it. I don't have to look and see that there's a white here because there already is. So Formula A until the white comes to the top. Pause, slide to preserve, proceed with the next corner. Ignore the yellows as they dance around, flaunting you. Pause, slide, proceed. And unless your cube is assembled wrong, when the white's on top, the yellows are happy still. Okay, so we'll do it one more time. Yellow goes face down, and I'm going to bring the white to the top. I've got two here already, so we'll preserve them. We'll start with here. So out, down, in, up. I should say that not all cubes are colored the same way. Not all cubes have standardized colors. This is the void cube, for instance, and it has purple and yellow but no white. So you do have to, when you're working with the colors, you have to adapt to the colors that are on your cube, because not all cubes are equal. Okay, so white's on top. On all of these ones, white's on top, and yellow is still happy. Okay, now just like with the yellow, the whites have the same situation. Either one side matches, all sides match, or none of them match. Okay, and whichever one, regardless, we're going to do the same thing with the cubes, and it's going to move to the next step. So blue does not equal green, or orange does not equal red, blue does not equal green, orange does not equal red. This one has 0 matching. Okay, so it goes in that column. This one, orange equals orange, green does not equal red, so we have one side matching for this one. Okay, this one, blue does not equal orange, but green equals green. The other sides don't match, so this one has 1. And this one, orange does not equal red, green does not equal blue. Okay, this one has none. All right, so if there's 1, we're going to hold it. We know which way to hold it. If there's none, we know it doesn't matter which way we hold it, but we're going to do the same thing on all of these. And then the top 4 corners will proceed to the next step. So if none of them match, when I do this, I'm going to end up with one side matching, and then if one side matches, I'm going to end up with all sides that match. So let's start with these two that don't have anything that matches. Okay, holding it either way, right into Formula B. Top row, 2 columns. It's easy to know which 2 columns for this one, but we're working with the corners, so they're the outside columns. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. Okay, yellows are still happy because Formula B did not mess them up. Formula A until the whites are on top. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Pause, slide, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Pause, slide, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Okay, and now the yellow is still happy, and red does not equal blue, orange side matches. So we have one side that matches. Okay, let's do the same thing for this one again. Doesn't matter which way we hold it because nothing matches yet. So, sorry. So, doesn't matter which way I hold it. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. Yellow's still happy. And white to bring, A to bring the white back to the top again. Slide. Formula A, and keep the cube stable. As long as you don't twist the cube, then you're not messing up the rest of the cube that's already solved. So white's on top. Okay. And one side matches. Now that we have one side that matches, all of them have one side that match now. So we're going to do the same thing for all of these, regardless of how many rows and columns there are. We're just working with the corners, and that's the top row and the outside columns. So matching faces away. Again, B, and then A to bring the white back to the top. Slide up, slide down, and then out, down, and up, pause, preserve, proceed. Out, down, and up, pause, preserve, proceed. Up, down, and up. Hello! Thank you for finding me. If you just found me, I am Sunshine, and I'm the creator of the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. Works on every complexity Rubik's Cubes. All you need is Formula A, 4 moves. Formula B is 8 moves. Now that the white's on top and matching each other, the yellow is still happy, so I look at the green, and the orange does not equal orange, but orange equals orange. So these 8 corners are all done. Okay? Again, matching side faces away. Feel free to drop your name in chat if you want to chat with me. I'm narrow spicy, so distractions are my friend. So white's on top, matching faces away, yellow is happy, and so we're going to do Formula B, which is going to move these 3 around, and then Formula A, which is going to bring the yellow back to the top, and then we'll be at the next step. So where there's one side that matches, we'll end up with all 4 sides that match. Slide up, slide down, slide down. Again, we are abandoning the yellow. We're not looking at the yellow because otherwise it's going to distract us. We're going to start over again. We don't want to do that. So if we do that, that's okay because it's just practice. It's just a toy. Let's have fun. Okay, this one's correct. I'm going to make the white bring the white to the top on all of them. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Pause. Slide the top to preserve it, but I didn't rotate the cube. Okay? Proceed with this one. Out, down, in, up. And as long as you don't rotate the cube while you're doing this, the bottom will not be changed. Proceed. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, and up. And when the white is now to the top and the sides match, the yellow is also still happy. So if the top matches the bottom, you're done. Boom. Okay, so that one's done. Same thing with this one. The yellows are happy. And the whites are, we're checking this one. Look, the whites are happy. So that one's done. Okay. This one, one side matches, so we face it away. Slide up, slide down, slide down. And then without rotating the cube, we just go right into Formula A to bring the whites back to the top again. Oh, before I do that, though, you can see that my yellows are still happy because Formula B did not change it. Formula A is also not going to change them. So we go out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, pause, slide to preserve this cube, continue with this one, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, pause, slide, proceed, out, down, and up. And when the white comes to the top on all 4 corners, our yellow is pretending it didn't do anything, and the red, the sides now match. So the first 4 corners are correct to each other, second 4 corners are correct to each other, top and bottom are correct to each other. So these 8 corners are done. Okay, same thing with this one, matching side faces away. Slide up, slide down, slide down. Okay? And then right into A to bring the color back. See, yellow's still happy. We're ignoring it. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Pause. Slide to preserve this one. Continue with this next one. Pause, slide to preserve it, continue with the next one. If I twist the cube instead of just sliding the top row, then I am messing up the rest of the cube. And you have to start over again. Okay, so first 4 corners are correct to each other. Second 4 corners are correct to each other. Top does not equal bottom. So blue does not equal red, orange does not equal red, green does not equal red, red equals red. So boom. So the 8 corners is done on all of these, from the 2x2 through the 5x5. You can do it whatever side you want, but it was all done the same way, so you only have to learn one way to do it, because it can all be done the exact same way. Okay, so this lesson was about the corners, but I'm going to show you quickly how everything else, if you already know Formula A, Formula B, everything else from this point forward is Formula B, except for the middle. Okay? This is a good time to set your center, your absolute center, on the odd-numbered cubes. The even-numbered cubes, you can't do it. But the odd-numbered cubes, you can. So, because we just have the corners done, this is a real nice way to just move it into place, just muscle it into place. But if you did already have the edges done and you didn't want to mess it up, then we would go revert to Formula A. So to put this piece right here, let's pretend that the edges are done. So we don't want to mess them up. So to put this piece up here, we would do Formula A. This piece, so is this row and this column, because those are the ones that intersect on this piece. And this is the piece that I want to move. I want to move it to the top. So I would move this piece away from the action. I would move the space down. I'd move the cube into the action, into the space, and then the cube and the space back up again. And there you have it. And the rest of the pieces have not been damaged, like so. Out, down, in, up. Okay, those three moved. This is a parity that I have preloaded onto this cube. So I can show you, if I don't happen to get a parity in these scrambles, I can show you how the parity is solved. Because the parities, parities are not fun. Parities are something that happens on a large cube that can't physically happen on the 3x3. And the reason is because the absolute center is a quarter turn off. So slide the absolute center, slide the slice that touches the parity is a quarter turn off. Slide it 1/4 turn, and fix the edges in that orientation, and the parity has poof disappeared, and you've just saved yourself 10 seconds of solve time. All right, so corners are done, and because I've been training my eyes to look for yellow or white, so I'm going to continue looking for yellow or white. This one doesn't matter. So continue looking for yellow or white. So I hold the cube. From this point forward, the corners will dictate what color each face is going to be. Okay, so I hold the cube, yellow and white are left and right. I find a yellow or white piece in the edge piece in the middle. Okay, active color on top. Yellow and white are still left and right. I line up the corners to match the front. I determine which direction it's going to go over here. And so it's Formula B, top row. The two columns are where I want it to land and where it begins. So this piece is going to land over there. Again, it's Formula B, away, up, in, second up, away, down, in, down, and we're placing pieces one at a time. Okay? And then once you've got the opposite edges done, then you do the same thing with the side edges by displacing one of your yellows into an unknown spot. And for the centers, it's two inner columns, but you don't have to memorize which columns do which things. You just have to follow the piece that you want to move. Let me demonstrate. And then I will let you go play with your own cubes. So, yellow and white are left and right. Okay, pretending that if the edge is already done, then the next thing I would do is I would find a piece that's on the front face that's incorrect. You're going to move it to the top, so I'd hold it so that the color that it is on the top as dictated by the corners. And then it's going to be two columns, and following the cube you want to move determines which the columns are. So I go up, slide into a different column, that becomes my second column up, reverse, down, and it's in place. So, again, Formula AB is all you need, and I'll be back tomorrow morning to go to the next steps. Bring me your non-cuber friends if you have any, and if you want to. I can also incorporate Zoom. Anybody who wants to help me demonstrate how my method works, I'm happy to incorporate you into my stream. I can teach up to 4 people at a time in real time with the Zoom. So bring me your non-cuber friends, we'll have fun. Or You can just Zoom with me and you can show off your new cubes to me, or we can race. I promise you'll win because I'm not a speed cuber, but it's fun anyway. Alright, so thank you for joining me. A username is required. Hi! Thank you for joining me. Do you have any questions for me or comments for me before we leave? I'll be back here tomorrow morning. All right. Go have a great rest of your day. And, all right. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.